Why is it that the finest men in the world, and also single, never leave the house?
What I noticed lately is that a lot of men rather stay single because they're tired of giving their everything and ending up with nothing. Do you guys agree with that?
Best advice for single men under 30, stay single.
I mean, I could have gotten the cute little flowers and the cute little chocolates and the stupid little balloons, but my dumb said no.
I was just out picking up some stuff for Valentine's Day, and the woman at the mall was like, "Oh my gosh, your flowers are so pretty. I love what you picked out. Like, is this for anybody special in your life?" And I said, "Yes, it's for myself."
One of the benefits of being single on Valentine's Day is that all the money that I would have spent on her, I spend it on myself. It's just that this year, I'm not really sure what I want to spend the $5 on.
So another Valentine's Day is almost here, and I'm single yet again. And a lot of this is my own doing. I admit it. A lot of this is my own fault. I need to start putting myself out there.
If it's not happening yet, you're not there yet. When in your self-love journey, because no one's ever going to love you more than you love yourself.
Respectfully, this advice is ass. It's really nothing like waking up at Valentine's Day at 9 a.m. and you grab your phone, you have 2 texts, right? One from your mom, one from your dad, saying, "Happy Valentine's Day, sweetie, love you." My dad sent pink hearts, my mom sent red hearts. I feel like they coordinated. I think they sent these texts sitting next to each other while they enjoy a romantic Valentine's Day brunch themselves. Because they know they're the only ones texting me this morning. So.
And ladies, please stop telling us that we don't need a man while you laid up with yours. I love you, sister. But that's not fair. That's not fair. You've had a boyfriend every year, and I'm boy crazy because I want a man. You're laid next to your man while you're tweeting F these ends. Y'all don't need them. Be an independent, strong woman. Be a boss, babe. Stack your money. You don't need no man. So who's that next to you? And how is this fair?
Is the single people really taking themselves out on Valentine's Day? Because I heard that y'all really taking those spots and seats at the restaurants on Valentine's Day when y'all can go another day. Leave it to the couples.
People who complain about Valentine's Day when you're single, shut the up.
Just grow up, okay?
Just close your eyes for one day and move on. What do you want me to say? Sorry that you hate everyone.
Yeah, let the people who are in love have their day.
Men are staying single because it's not men that don't feel worthy of love. It's that they don't trust that women are going to give them the love they feel they deserve. There's ulterior motives, conditions, acts of service they have to do in order to be worthy of such love, versus women just have to be women, because a lot of the times they use their kitty as a bargaining chip, as a prize to be won. Well, when you use that as a tool to bargain with, then it becomes a commodity and it lessens the value for both sexes. So for some, it's far less problematic to just be single. They respect their worth, they just don't feel that a woman respects theirs.
Why am I 35 and still single?
Plenty of reasons.
I feel like this is an epidemic
in
the world. You have so many awesome women that are just out here looking for a good partner.
I just saw a TikTok of a man said, "Why do women think we gotta ask them to be our Valentine? I already asked you to be my girlfriend." The entitlement is crazy. It's just cute. It's just cute and sweet, and it's something to make the women feel good. All you gotta do is buy flowers, write a little card. You probably don't even have to get a card and just say, "Will you be my Valentine?" You can go to a restaurant and have them do the little dessert. We can't be courted. We can't be showered with little gifts, flowers, cards, bears. Is that too much to ask for? To just say, "Can you ask me to be your Valentine?"
This is why women continue to stay single on Valentine's Day. The man is courting you. He's giving you the dinner, the flowers, and all that stuff. The only thing that he didn't say is, "Will you be my Valentine?" There are plenty of couples, married couples, that do not say that. We already know what it is. We're going to go out to dinner. We're going to spend time with each other, and we're going to enjoy each other's company. That's it, and that's all. Shut up.
So I've been doing a series of posts about the benefits of being single, and I've run into some people in real life, and they're like, "Mike, I really like your satirical posts on benefits of being single." Well, it's not satire. It's actually what I feel are the benefits of being single, and here's why. Because dating sucks. That's why. And I don't even really date, but what I do know is I cannot live up to the expectations of women out in the dating pool. It doesn't matter what I do. I earn a very good living. I'm very successful. I have stable co-parenting relationship. It's never going to be enough for women out in the dating pool. They're always looking for something better. So it's just best to stay single and live your life. I can do whatever I want whenever I want, spend money on whatever I feel like spending it on, and I don't have to think about anybody else but my children, who I prioritize. Stay single, kings. Don't go out there.
Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think, wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
Why are single men happier than you think? A lot of single men are not actually miserable. A lot of them are doing better than fine. Society likes to push the idea, oh, men are lost without a woman. That's a lie. For years now, men have been told that their happiness only comes from marriage and kids and overall settling down. But modern relationships don't offer men the same benefits that they used to. Men aren't wrong for asking what's in it for me before they go into a really serious relationship. Single men today have financial freedom and overall peace of mind. They have control over their own lives. They're traveling, building businesses, hitting the gym, and overall going after their goals. And until women are willing to offer a little bit more in relationships, this is going to continue. Holding men to these outdated expectations, but also a variety of new ones that show up every single day, is just not doing it for them. And they're not going to continue having relationships if this keeps up.
I posted a video about guys not knowing what they want in their 30s, and let me tell you, the comments have me, like, shook. The amount of men saying that they don't want to get married because they don't want to have to take care of a woman is, like, absolutely mind-blowing to me. Like, love is dead. It's dead.
For anyone that has listened to men in the last decade, this should not be surprising. Because let's face it, ladies, men are no longer to expect anything from a woman in marriage. Because when they talk about expectations, especially on social media, they get put through the ringer. And that has leaked into the real world. Like, men have a lot to lose when it comes to relationships, especially marriage. They are expected to give without requiring or wanting or asking for anything in return. A lot of men that have experienced that feeling in a real life relationship that he's been through, he has decided to remain single rather than put himself through that again. And honestly, what he sees on social media just reinforces that. It's really only until he finds a good woman in real life, he finds that unicorn, that will ever be broken down. And that does happen occasionally. But for the rest of the guys, they would rather be single.
It honestly pains me to see women constantly explaining to men that they would rather be alone than to be in a relationship with them. Okay, but why? They don't understand. They don't understand because the cognitive dissonance. Well, that's an interesting theory. They can't imagine because they can't do it. They can't be alone. Literally, they ruminate when they're alone. Their mind wanders all over the place. They hate their own company.
Well, actually, contrary to those statements, there are actually quite a large number of men that really do choose to remain single because they actually find it to be more peaceful.
A man cannot stand the thought of being alone, so he cannot believe you when you say you're happier alone. They can't do it, so they can't imagine that you can do it. They honestly believe that you're lying.
Why do so many individuals insist on leaving out very crucial words in these types of statements, such as the word some?
Stop trying to convince them that you're happier alone. We know we are. Just be alone.
I'm starting to think that a lot of these individuals out there have not really spoken to a wide variety of men. Because like I said, there are already a lot of men out there who have decided that, for many of the same reasons that women do, remaining single is honestly the most peaceful route that they can take.
As women rise up through their own competence hierarchy in education and employment, they further shorten down the potential pool of eligible men that are as educated or more educated and as employed or more employed than they are. What this causes is a very large group of men toward the bottom of this distribution to be essentially invisible to women. It causes a very large number of women, an increasing cohort, to compete for an increasingly small group of turbocharged super performers at the top. These guys, the super high value guys, have a wealth of options, so they are commitment averse. Why would they decide to sit down with one girl for the rest of time when they have this wealth of options, which can cause them to use and discard many of these women, which then causes most of these women to resent men overall. And then the guys that were forgotten at the bottom that say, well, hang on a second, I didn't use and discard you. I haven't even been seen by you. Both sides of the aisle, both men and women, are retreating from relationships and finding ways that they can justify this. Boss culture and sort of the lean-in women's mentality, or men going their own way, and incel culture and the black pill for guys are both ways that each sex is trying to deal with the challenges that are coming out of the mating market. Both sexes are saying, I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
You're asking why there are increasingly more singles than couples? There is one answer that probably won't make you happy. So what happens when people get together and the relationship gets a bit rocky, or let's say it even falls apart? In most cases, it's the women who would deep dive into self-development, who will start to search for the why.
My body count is 1,572.
Who will read book after book about how to improve their relationships.
How do you know who has the money? Usually men will pose with their nice cars or on a boat. Those, look for that. Look for men who are doing leisure activities, not fishing, but yachting.
I mean, how many women versus how many men are stuck in this entire self-healing journey? It's mostly women who will try to fix their relationship with life and with other people.
It's all insecurity, but these girls are very threatened by these pretty girls, so they don't even try to be their friends. And when they are their friends, they're very fake friends because they're jealous and envious friends.
What does it lead to? It leads to an increasing amount of men who are still stuck, who don't improve, who don't try to work on their emotional regulation.
Get your money right, get your mind right, get your physique right, and everything else will fall into place.
Who don't educate themselves on human relationships, who stay ignorant.
One thing I've learned for 6 years coaching men in their relationship is this. When there is a lack of truth with yourself and with your partner, there's going to be a lack of clarity within the relationship.
Versus women who aren't that ignorant anymore and who know what they want and who do increase their standards. But their target group cannot keep up with it. And this again leads to women who have to make one choice. Do they want to adopt a man baby?
Every man has had that one girlfriend who sits in the passenger seat like a passenger princess, giving out wrong directions and taking selfies all the time. The only thing she's worried about is what she's gonna eat next. What a wonderful life.
Passenger princess, exactly. But modern women are the ones acting like they're the only ones doing any kind of work. They're the only ones holding anybody accountable. This narrative that y'all are the only ones with any kind of maturity, any kind of growth, is why men would rather not deal with you. Men would rather stay single than to deal with this type of attitude and entitlement. Men would rather walk away. Men would rather not date. Men would rather not approach, instead of having to deal with this type of entitlement, conceited behavior, this type of silly attitude, this type of, or lack thereof, self-awareness, to think that you're the only one growing, to think that you're the only one that has healthy relationships, to think that you're the only one that's going to therapy. Modern women, you have to stop.
I noticed this cutie girl driving and her triggered boyfriend in the passenger seat. Why is your man in the passenger seat on Valentine's Day? Her man's being a little passenger princess. He's like trying to back into the spot, and it's like a large car and then a small car, and she's trying to back into it. And I can read body language. It doesn't matter if I'm watching you through my car windshield, through your car windshield, I can see what's going on. And she is so flustered trying to back up into the spot. Like I see her like go like this, and she crashes out. The girl crashes out. Like I see her like yelling at this man, and her boyfriend's in the side seat like, it takes this poor girl. I'm probably waiting there for like, okay, in my head it felt like 10 minutes, but it was probably like a minute and a half. You know what? It made me really just say, maybe my solo donut run going to Ulta by myself right now is okay. Am I driving? Park this fucking car. Probably what I would have said.
Well, I could probably say with a good deal of confidence, this is why men are staying single. And this is why a lot of you women are single on Valentine's Day. This is probably with your attitude why you're single on Valentine's Day. I mean, let's be honest. Who would want to deal with an attitude like that? You don't know what's going on in the car. You don't know what's going on in the relationship. If you would have stopped to think what you just said, you felt like it was 10 minutes, but it was probably a minute and a half. If they would have stopped, mind you, in the middle of the street, might have been cars coming. You're stopping in traffic, getting out. He's running over to the other side. You're running over to the other side. Or maybe you run onto the sidewalk and wait for him to park. That's a traffic hazard. That's not safe at all. I understand people do it, but that's not safe. But in your way of thinking, which is just emotional, save her, do this, do that. Here's what men do. Men provide instruction. Men provide guidance, protection. That's what he's doing in that might have been what he was doing in that situation. But because you only understand your feelings and you're not aware of anything else outside of that, you're mad at him and you feel so sorry for her because of what? Her emotions. This is going to push a lot of men to stay single. It doesn't matter if it's on Valentine's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever holiday it is where you want cuffing season to come into play. Men are going to take the handcuffs off you, throw the handcuffs away as well as the keys, and leave you alone. Where are you guys going? Walking away. Why won't you guys approach us? Why won't you guys court us? Why are there no men to pursue? Because nobody wants to pursue an attitude like this. Nobody wants to be bothered with an attitude like this. This is a nasty, nasty attitude, and you probably need to fix it. That's number one. Number two, you probably need to have some self-awareness for the things outside of yourself.
If you're single this Valentine's Day, I want you to remember 3 things. 1, you can buy flowers for yourself. You should, in fact, buy flowers for yourself, mostly because men don't know how to buy flowers and they always buy us the flowers.
Well, there it is. You're seeing firsthand why women are single on Valentine's Day. These modern women are not respectful. They are ungrateful, and it came right from her mouth. They always buy the crappy flowers. It's flowers that we don't want. It's always something about these modern women that they can't seem to just say thank you and move on. This is why men are rejecting dating you. This is why men don't approach you. This is why men walk away. This is why you should stay single on Valentine's Day, is because of this silly little attitude. Oh, and by the way, the other attitude that the young lady had, it's all about me. The woman asked her, who are you buying these for? She said, myself. I'm the special person. And I understand where it's coming from, self-confidence, yada, yada, yada. But for too many of these modern women, self-confidence is actually conceited. You're conceited. You think everything is about you. Movie, main character syndrome, and men are walking away from it.